This is a film about a visit to Shanghai to see this amazing ever-growing 21st century megalopolis. Shanghai, with a population of over 26 million, is the largest city in the world. It's located in the Yangtze River Delta on China's eastern seaboard. To get into Shanghai from the Pudong Airport, I took the amazing Shanghai Maglev train, or SMT, which at 430 kilometers per hour is the fastest commercial train in the world. The Maglev connects the Shanghai Pudong International Airport with the Longyang Road station on the outskirts of central Shanghai. Magnetic levitation results in no friction, so high speeds are possible. The route is only 30 kilometers long, and given the speed involved, it only lasts for some 8 minutes, which is only enough time to start to relax. Surprisingly, the maximum speed of the Maglev varies throughout the day. When I arrived in the evening at the Pudong Airport and took the Maglev to the Longyang Road station, the top speed of the train topped out at only 300 kilometers per hour, or about 186 miles per hour. However, considering that the takeoff speed of most jetliners today is about 290 kilometers an hour, or about 180 miles per hour, this is still very impressive. From the hotel near the Maglev station, it was an easy bike ride downtown. Fortunately, Shanghai was awash in rental bikes. Like most first-time visitors to Shanghai, the famous view of the Shanghai skyline along the Huangpu River is the main attraction. However, there is much more to see when biking around Shanghai. On cold Shanghai mornings, the motorbike commuters are well bundled up. Century Park at the south end of Century Avenue covers 140 hectares, making it the largest park in Shanghai. It was opened appropriately in the year 2000. The park is divided into 7 zones that offer numerous activities ranging from feeding pigeons, fishing, rowboating, bicycling, amusement rides, or simply picnicking on the large grassed areas. Surprisingly, you can't rent a boat during a typhoon. The park is an island of calm in a sea of high-rise buildings. Springtime is an especially propitious time to visit Century Park as the plum and cherry trees are blossoming, making for a wonderful sight. Shanghai's super skyscrapers are seen across the Jingxing Lake. Jingxing Lake is an artificial lake covering 12.5 hectares with a maximum depth of 5 meters. Its surface is dotted with rental pedal boats. The park's landscaping is impressive and seems natural. Despite the smell, feeding the pigeons at the pigeon house was very popular, especially with the children. The recently renovated amusement park in Century Park is very popular with families with young children. From Century Park, it was a straight bike ride down Century Avenue to Lujiazui Financial Center, where Shanghai's super skyscrapers are located. A short ferry ride across the Huangpu River takes one to the famous Bund district. The area around Century Square was a popular site for people skateboarding and flying kites. China is rising as a dominant world power, and just as New York City exemplified the strength and ambitions of the emerging United States in the 20th century, Shanghai personifies the powers and dreams of a rising China in the 21st century. In 1980, Shanghai had no skyscrapers. Now it has at least 4,000, more than twice as many as New York City. Construction activity is everywhere in Shanghai. The ferries at the Huangpu Wharf provide a very inexpensive way to cross the Huangpu River while taking in a good view of the Pudong skyscrapers. The amazing skyline of the Lujiazui Financial Center dominates the view of the Pudong New District on the eastern banks of the Huangpu River. Biking through the Bund and along the west bank of the Huangpu River affords one iconic view, the Lujiazui skyline. The Lujiazui Peninsula is home to 3 of the world's 20 tallest buildings. The Huangpu River is a very busy waterway that runs through the center of Shanghai before it empties into the Yangtze River. At high tide, ocean-going vessels can sail up the river into the city. Day and night, the river is alive with ocean-going freighters, barge traffic, tugboats, tour boats, and dinner cruise boats, so there's always something to see. It was fascinating to watch the freighters disappear around the bend in the Huangpu River that encompasses the Lujiazui Peninsula. The drab, uninspiring 24-meter tall concrete monument to the people's heroes was built in 1993 to commemorate revolutionary martyrs. In the run-up to a wedding, Chinese couples can spend a fortune getting elaborately and professionally created wedding albums or videos done in scenic spots such as the Bund, where the amazing Lujiazui skyline is frequently used as a backdrop. Weddings in China can be so expensive that China's Ministry of Civil Affairs has called for simple and modest wedding etiquette to create a good social environment of frugality and anti-extravagance. In fact, the ministry has plans to standardize marriage rites to address these issues. From dawn until the golden light of dusk, the iconic Bund waterfront sees an endless procession of brides bedecked in beautiful white chiffon dresses and their smartly dressed grooms being frantically led from spot to spot by an entourage of attendants herded by a photographer. There are a surprising number of couples that incorporate fashion from the early 20th century when Shanghai was ruled by foreign powers. There are several different bicycle rental companies that have their bikes left willy-nilly around Shanghai by clients. These bikes clog sidewalks, and so the companies try to retrieve their bikes before they are confiscated by municipal authorities. The buildings on both sides of the Huangpu River are spectacularly illuminated with ever-changing displays of lights and signs. As well as these displays, the tour boats that ply the river are also colorfully lit up with changing lights. The overall effect is breathtaking, and I've never seen a more impressive lighting of a dazzling cityscape. The best way to see these amazing lights is by taking one of the many available nighttime cruises on the Huangpu River. The buildings on both sides of the Huangpu River are spectacularly illuminated with ever-changing displays of lights and signs. As well as these displays, the tour boats that ply the river are also colorfully lit up with changing lights. The overall effect is breathtaking, and I've never seen a more impressive lighting of a dazzling cityscape. The Bund, meaning embankment, is the riverfront area which stretches 6.5 kilometers along the western bank of the Huangpu River in central Shanghai. The Bund is one of the most famous tourist destinations in Shanghai. The origins of the Bund date back to the terms of the 1842 Treaty of Nanking, under which Shanghai was declared an open port, where foreign merchants were allowed to trade. The foreign powers in Shanghai established the Shanghai International Settlement, which lasted until the Japanese invaded in 1941. The Bund was within this international settlement, and a series of magnificent commercial buildings in the Beaux-Arts and Art Deco styles sprang up in the years around the turn of the 20th century as the Bund developed into a major financial center of East Asia. By the 1940s, the Bund housed the headquarters of most of the major financial institutions operating in China. However, with the 1949 Communist victory in the Chinese Civil War, many of the financial institutions moved out, and the buildings were converted to government usage. With the thawing of Communist China's economic policy in the 1980s, some of the buildings on the Bund were gradually returned to their former uses. The 1908 Weibedu Bridge, or Garden Bridge, marks the northern end of the Bund. Across the Huangpu River from the Bund are the super skyscrapers of the Lujiazui Financial Center. The super skyscrapers on the Lujiazui Peninsula are recent developments since the 1990s as part of the Chinese government's drive to make Shanghai a world financial center. Although not the tallest building at 468 meters, the Oriental Pearl TV Tower at the tip of the Lujiazui Peninsula dominates the area. The ever-changing lights and signs make the area fascinating to observe. With the boat tour over, it was time for a bite of traditional Chinese McDonald's food before heading back on the modern subway to the hotel. The Shanghai Metro is the world's largest rapid transit system by route length, even though it only opened in 1993. The system is still expanding quickly. To experience the train at top speed, I made sure that I caught the Maglev leaving the Yongyang Road station between 9 and 10:45 when the train's top speed is 431 kilometers per hour or 267 miles per hour. This is the fastest that I've ever traveled on the surface. Rapid acceleration, we were soon passing the takeoff speed of a jet airliner and still continuing to accelerate to the top speed of 431 kilometers per hour. As the track is only 30 kilometers long, the maximum speed of 431 kilometers per hour is only maintained for a minute or two. While the Maglev is technologically impressive, unfortunately the large cost of operation is not offset by the volume of passenger revenue, so it's expensive to operate. Construction alone cost about $3.25 billion for just 30 kilometers of operational track and only 2 stations. The long 13.5-hour flight back home from Shanghai took us across a snowy Alaska and the wilds of northern Canada. Unfortunately, due to political changes in China, many countries currently advise travelers to exercise a high degree of caution in China due to the risk of arbitrary enforcement of local laws.
Take me somewhere nice, to some tired island in your heart called paradise.